Hello students, welcome to the Group 2 of CS Professional Program. Herein we are going to start the very first subject of your Group 2, that is Secretarial Audit, Compliance Management and Due Diligence. So before going to start this particular sessions and lectures, I want to introduce myself to you. I am CS Priyanka Srivastava. I am a qualified company secretary and I have also completed my MBA and BBA. And as I am a CS qualified person, so I am having an in-depth knowledge of this subject, and also I have worked in the secretarial department, so I completely know the practicality of this subject as well. So that's why I'm here to help you with this subject, and this is my promise that once you take the subject from me, you will not going to regret it later. I'll complete each and every topic of yours. I'll be covering the complete module. I'll be teaching you from the module itself so that you will get familiar with the language of module, because sometimes what happens that we try to basically we go to the class, the notes given by the faculties are like very in a very easy language, and when you take your module in your hands and you realize that basically you are not getting anything whatever is written in the module. So that's why I want you to be familiar with that language. So first of all, the art method of study will be, I'll be teaching your concept and then we'll be understanding the module, and also we'll be discussing some practical aspect of each and every topic wherever it is possible, because it's a bit theory subject, but still I will try my best to make it interesting for you by giving you live example, practical examples, so that it would not get bored for you. Okay, and this subject will help you in the real life also, as the company secretary need to conduct the secretarial audit and also need to see the compliance management in the company. One second. And obviously the last thing is due diligence, which every company secretary has to do while performing his duties. So this subject, if you will see that, if you think that it is a theory subject, we can read it on your own, it will just be a mugging up thing. But when you come to this class, you will able to understand the things, and that is my promise that the way I'm going to teach you, and I'll just want you to revise everything within 24 hours. When you do that, you will not be needing to do any extra thing for this particular subject. You will be done with this subject once you have read with the class, you have seen the lecture like with full focus. This is what I want from you guys, because I'm not seeing you live, but it's my assumption that when I am on screen, you are giving me that much respect that you are focusing on my lecture, not on any mobile or any other thing. If you get any call, then you can pause the video and then attend the call, and then you can reverse the lecture from the topic that was started, and again watching that topic from the beginning, so that your link will not get broke. So I just want this assurance that you always take a pen and copy with you, and making the notes along with the lectures, and also make short notes and revise the lecture before going towards next lecture. Only this thing I want from you. Okay, so let's begin this. What about this subject is, it's this basically this subject is divided into two parts. As the name suggests, it is a compliance management and it is a secretarial audit. So compliance management part, it will come to you for 40 marks, and secretarial audit and due diligence will come for 60 marks. So I will be going to teach you first part 2, because it covers more marks, more percentage of marks in your examination, and then we'll be going to see the compliance management part. So first we'll cover part 2, and secondly we'll cover part 1. So okay, so let's see what we will have to cover in compliance management and why it has been kept to you. What is the meaning of this, a brief of that, and why this particular topic is there in you, because it is a new syllabus, and in the old syllabus there was a similar subject named only Secretarial Audit and Due Diligence. No compliance management kind of thing was there. So let us see why it is mentioned. The primary responsibility of a company secretary is to ensure the development and implementation of compliance framework in a company. Therefore, it is expected from the student to be well versed with the compliance requirement to the various type of companies. So it says basically primary responsibility, the main responsibility of company secretary is to ensure that there is a compliance framework in the company, that is company knows what all laws and regulations the company needs to follow, and who will tell this? Company secretary will tell this. So obviously student need to know about the compliance requirement of various types of companies, because for example, if it's a real estate company, the RERA Real Estate Regulation Act will be applicable on such company. If it is a manufacturing company, then Factories Act would be applicable on that company. So companies, and apart from companies Act, there are various other laws which is applicable on various companies. It depends on the type of company which it is. It is not that type of company. It's like it's not that type of company that we have studied in Companies Act, that private public. It's not that. It's on the basis of the business that company is doing. Okay, and this part basically includes that how records should be managed by the company, how the records need to be maintained by the company, and what are the various methods for maintenance of records, like physical method or electronic method, and if it is electronic method, what kind of security system that you should have. All these things a CS should know. CS will not do the IT work, but he should know what he has to he wants other people to do for him. So basically he'll order the IT person that I want this kind of security, then IT will build that software. So it's like the main person who is responsible for all this is a company secretary. So this part of study material will also cover the role of company secretary in various business segments, and the requirement, obligation and penal provision related to the KYC. Know your customer. Everyone knows that every bank follows it, and you have seen the KYC documents compliances. If you have done the training, then you might be knowing it. And also whenever you go to the bank for opening a bank account, they want you to give your KYC to them. So there are certain KYC requirement for directors, promoters. So all these requirements and obligations need to be followed, and it need to be complied by company secretary. The compliance will be done for directors or promoters, but this compliance will be done by company secretary. Okay, and there are various signing and certification requirements. So where your certifications are required, where your signing is required, what things you need to assure before signing such documents, all these things will cover in this part. So okay, now some of you might be seeing that why I am wasting time in like giving you introduction about the subject. It's because to generate the interest in the subject, I want you to understand the objective of the institute, that why the institute has given you this subject in your course curriculum. The course curriculum is limited. According to you, it's a very vast and unlimited, but according to institute, it is very limited. When you go out of this syllabus, and when you complete your company secretary, you will see in real world that there are actually many more things exist. So out of those things, there are only few things that are given to you that will make you a quality company secretary. So that's why this course is being introduced to you, and compliance management is a part which will give you a strength in working in any organization. So if you are going to become an employee in an organization as a company secretary, this part basically will help you a lot. The second part is secretarial audit. Obviously, if you are going to be a practicing company secretary, you will be going to do a secretarial audit of various company, and there this part will going to help you. And due diligence. Due diligence is helpful whether you are in a job or in a practice. Why? Because due diligence is done on a regular basis by seeing that whether I am following the norms or not, or due diligence is done after basically the compliances has been completed while doing the secretarial audit, that whether the company has complied with all these rules or regulations, laws, provisions or not. So section 204, one second. Section 204 we have all studied in Companies Act, which says the company secretaries to conduct the secretarial audit report for the listed and the public company. So basically it says that section 204 will allow the company secretary to conduct the secretarial audit report, to make the secretarial audit report. So basically company secretary will conduct secretarial audit and will generate the audit report for the listed and public companies. Section 204 will give this power to company secretary, and this part will cover the auditing principles, that is the principles that you have to follow while conducting the secretarial audit, the techniques for doing secretarial audit, and the coverage, that what laws are covered under it, what aspect you have to cover while doing that audit, and what are the reporting requirements for such audit. Now the company secretaries are engaged by the companies for various purposes of due diligence, and the study includes the various requirements in performing such due diligence. So what it says, company secretaries are engaged by the company. Basically it's a practicing company secretaries. They are basically appointed by the company for various purposes of due diligence, and the study includes a various requirements in performing this due diligence. Okay, what is due diligence? Basically there a checklist is made regarding that what laws are applicable, what are not applicable, what provisions they have to comply with, and in the due diligence thing they will be checked one by one that whether it is complied or not complied. If not complied, then what consequences the company might face, and now if it is rectified or not rectified, then it's okay. Not rectified, then again what kind of action we need to take to rectify this particular non-compliance. So all these things basically will be come under this. Okay, and this due diligence, and the study also covers non-compliance under Companies Act 2013, SEBI Act 1992, and the regulation made thereunder. So it says basically this part will cover the non-compliances. What non-compliances we're going to see? We're going to check whether Companies Act provision is complied or not, SEBI Act is complied or not, and other regulations which is made under Companies Act and SEBI Act are being prepared or not. Now I want to tell you the way I teach you, and I'm going to teach you basically. First of all, I'm going to ensure you that I will be covering entire syllabus, an entire module with you, and we are going to study with the module itself, and we're going to cover the relevant case laws wherever it is applicable, and with all the latest amendments. Okay, so while you are watching the video, if you feel at some point of time that this is not amended thing, then be sure that before your examination, at least 2 to 3 weeks before your examination, I will assure you that I'll provide you an amendment lecture to you whenever your exams are there. So before at least 1 month before the examination, because we all know that after before 6 months from the exam, only till that time of amendment is there. So suppose if your exam is in December, so only up to June amendment will come. So obviously around in November around some date, I'm going to take some lectures regarding amendment. So if you see that certain thing is not amended, then be assured that I am going to provide you the amended lecture. But right now I am uploading the fresh videos. Okay, I am uploading along with you only. Okay, along with the study you are doing. So this time the videos are completely amended, and from the next time if it is there, then be assured that before 1 month before the examination I am going to provide you the amendment lectures differently, like 2 to 3 lectures would be there which will contain the entire amendment from the syllabus. And also at the end of the examinations we're going to have some crash course kind of thing, where in a day or two we're going to complete a particular cover all the important topics of the syllabus in within a day or two, and also we're going to cover some scanner questions and all. So don't worry about all these things. All these things will be provided to you, and the study that we're going to do will be a conceptual based study. Here no ratification will be done. So whenever there is any concept, any topic comes, then I'm going to explain it from the root, from the concept point of view, and you are not required to do any ratification. And some of the other places where it is highly required for a like mugging up of some points or something, or a section number or something, then also I'll try to make it simplified for you, and to ensure that if you repeat wherever I will say, repeat it with me, whether I'm listening or not, you have to repeat on yourself. And when you repeat that constantly again and again, then by the end of the lecture you will realize that everything is in your head. And when you revise it once, and then you will see that everything will come in your head, and you are already like mugged up everything without doing any hard work. Okay, so this is called as smart work, not the hard work. Okay, so the next thing is that we will be covering certain practical questions if the concepts are like that, wherever in whatever chapter is there that I'm going to tell you. So we'll understand the case-based question, practical questions, and along with the solution, and we'll also have a lecture for, in which I'm going to tell you the way in which we are going to write the answer in examination. Because what happens sometimes that we think that we have done everything and now we are prepared for the exam, but answer is no. Because till the time our presentation is good, till the time our way of writing answer is good, we are not going to get good marks. So for that, this is also very much required, and this I'm going to tell you time to time in my lectures also. And if it is possible, then I'll record a separate video for you guys, in which I'm going to suggest you that how you should write the answers in the examination. Okay, and the course will be completed by October end, or you can say by the mid of November. I am trying very hard this time to complete the syllabus. Okay, and if you watch at least 1 or 2 lecture per day, then your syllabus will be completed by that time very soon. Okay, so there will be no issue for that. And exam oriented preparation, so this we are not going to we are going to cover entire syllabus, but at every point of time I'm going to tell you this is important, this is less important, this is more important, this is less important. It's my duty to teach you everything, it's your duty to learn everything. But when it comes to examination, you have to do the preparation exam oriented. That time you have to create the priorities, that in which chapter you have to focus more, in which chapter you have to spend more time, and in which chapter you have to spend less time. So we'll also have a video at the end where I'm going to tell you that this chapter is more important, this is less important. And also at that time I'm going to basically tell you during the sessions also that this chapter is very much important, this is not that much important. So whenever I say those words, please note that down. Wherever I say it's important, please note that down. Okay. So now this was all I was offering. Now it's your turn to give me some return. So it's not just that you have paid the fees and the return is being there. My return will be, I will feel that I get the return when you will clear the exam. How you will clear the exam? If you do all these things that I am telling you, then only you will able to clear the exam. Whatever I say and go, it will not have any effect if you don't follow these things. The first thing that I expect from you, that I have already told you 10 times, that revise the lecture within 24 hours. Okay, and before the examination, suppose kya, in reality the examination is in December, so in November, from November to December, you have to complete the syllabus 2 times. So one time you are completing it with me, and one time revise yourself. It is not that revision that I'm saying here. It is the first time revision only. That first time you are doing it with me, but the second time you have to do it yourself. Complete syllabus within 15 days. You have to complete after the completion of this course, and then you are ready for the examination. And also before that, please practice questions from scanners. I'll be also discussing some questions from scanners, and I expect you to practice those on your own by doing the writing practice. This is the very biggest, a very big mistake that we all do, that we just learn, and we forget to do the writing practice. So it is very important to do the writing practice as well. Okay. And the third thing is, follow the sequence of lectures. That is, the lectures in which it has been recorded, that it has been given to you. You have to follow the lectures in that sequence only. You should not do it like that you are watching first video one day and you are watching 10th video other day. So this, it will not work. But in some point you can do like that you are taking a chapter from part 1, chapter 1, or part 2, chapter 1. So you can do that, but you cannot do like you have seen part 1, chapter 1, then part 1, chapter 6. So you cannot watch it like this. You will have to watch it in a sequence: chapter 1, then chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, like that. Okay, and follow the tutor's instructions. So obviously follow my instruction. You have to follow my instruction if you are going to study with me. Okay, and then this is the very important thing. If your parents are watching, then please tell them to keep an eye on you, that you should avoid distractions while watching lecture, and you are enough mature that you don't need any danda, okay, any danda on your head to avoid the distractions, because you are going to become a company secretary. You are mature students. You are not a kid, so you should know how to avoid distractions while watching the lectures. So while watching the lecture, keep 100% focus on screen, okay, and nothing else. And then you can ask or mail your doubts to us anytime, and you will be getting a reply within 24 hours. That's my promise to you. So don't hesitate in asking your doubts. If you have any doubts, you can mail us, okay, and repeat the lecture if you had any confusion. So suppose if you watch a lecture and you get some confusion once, so you can watch the lecture once again completely, and then revise it completely, and again if you have any confusion or doubt, you can come to me and ask me any query you have. But before asking query, you have to follow these things, okay. Again, repeat the lecture, revise the lecture, and again if you have confusion, then you can come to me, okay. Thank you. And before ending, I just want to give you a brief about syllabus. So in the next lecture we are going to start with compliance management part. This one second. This one. Okay, compliance framework we're going to start, and there are second chapter is about compliances, documentation and maintenance of records, search and status report, KYC, signing and certification, role of company secretary. So it's very theoretical topics, but I'm going to explain you in like a bit detail and in an interesting manner. So don't worry about that, but we are going to cover entire module, so it might get sometimes you feel bored, but when you see the examination paper at the time when you are going to give the exam, you will going to thank me for that, because some of the faculties do that they don't teach the complete course because they are not teaching from module. And part 2 is for secretarial audit and due diligence, which is of 60 marks, which covers audit, secretarial audit, internal audit and performance audit, concepts and principles of audit. It's completely regarding audit engagement principles and techniques, audit process and documents, forming an opinion and reporting, secretarial audit, fraud detection and reporting, quality review, value ethics and code of professional conduct, and due diligence 1 and due diligence 2. So there are 20 chapters that we have to cover, and we'll be covering it in a month, in 2 months. Okay, thank you.